Update: my wife had an affair with my son's baseball coach. Well, long story short, I literally just caught her at the family condo with the affair partner. I have photos and video evidence of his truck, his belongings inside the home, and her coming out of the master bedroom where he stayed behind a closed door. I also checked our shared car, which she had driven, and found it unlocked in the parking garage with an open high noon drink in the cup holder and her wallet and belongings still inside. When she came home, she tried to talk. The conversation was calm, but she kept saying it was my fault, and that if I had communicated with her last night, I gray-rocked her, maybe she wouldn't have been with him. So I communicated that I will be home later this afternoon/evening, so she's unexpectedly watching the kids today. I wanted to hang with them as she took them away from me yesterday to go do activities, and I would do separate activities today. However, I'm not emotionally able to give the kids the best of me right now, and I definitely don't want to be around her. I asked if she could sleep in a kid's room, and she got upset and stated that our bed is her bed and she will sleep where she wants. I said obviously. I've been for a 6-mile walk already and have been calling and leaving VMs at all the lawyers around. I know I can't abandon the home, but I can't be around them after what I just saw this Sam. Edit and update. Legal counsel told me to no contact her, so that's what I'm doing. She texted me last night, all about how she hasn't asked for a second chance, even though I've given them, and she loves me and she now is willing to do therapy and share her locations and access to her phone and can't see rocking on the porch with at 80. Yada yada. When I got home last night she was in the master, so I slept upstairs. No communication. She wouldn't even look at me. Yesterday, when I caught them with video, I saw his hat and it noticed it was a local landscaper. So I called to see if he worked there. He does. Okay, thanks. That was it. This guy just called me and said that if I wanted to talk to him, I should use his number and not call his boss. I told him I have nothing to say to her. He replied, I have nothing to say to you, and then hung up. Additionally, her mom reached out, expressing how devastated I must be and apologizing profusely. She asked me to call her when I have a chance. I'm going to maintain no contact with everyone involved, and let my lawyer handle all communications once I secure one. It's best for my peace of mind and to ensure everything is managed properly. From now on, I'll let the legal process take its course and avoid any direct confrontations or discussions. This is so damn hard. Update? I'll keep this one short. So she love-bombed me, confessed a lot of what she's done. I fell into it for a few days. The sex was great. Then we had a tiff last Friday and we've basically been no contact, yet living under the same roof. She got into my Google Photos act and deleted a lot of the evidence I collected from her and videos I had, but the important ones were backed up. Literally trying to hide and cover up her affair. I have an appointment with my lawyers this Friday, and we will go from there. I've been running, house shopping and trying to stay distracted. It's very hard. I have a lot of emotions and sadness. I lost my best friend and lover to another. I know I need to keep saying it's her loss, and it will be, but it all still sucks. Especially hearing her tell me all she's done, horrible shit. I don't want to get divorced, but it's what has to happen for my own self-respect and happiness. I can never ever trust her again. Update 2.5 months later. Show where to start. Well, first off, I did it. I officially filed for divorce, and she has been served. She has less than 2 weeks to respond. Quite literally, the hardest decision I've ever had to make, and to be 100% honest, I still don't want to, but I know that it will be what's best for me, my soul, my anxiety, and my mind. Over the past month, we'd have good days and bad days. Tension was always high, and it turns out she still kept lying about him. I got a hold of her phone again and she had shared locations on Snap with him, and when we were supposedly trying to make it work, she wouldn't even share that with me, her husband. And I had asked. Oh, and she changed his name in Snapchat, so I wouldn't know it was him, multi-levels of deception. She also had changed his name in her contacts to throw me off. Sucks for her, I know tech well, and I'm a bit smarter and clever than the average bear. On her birthday, we weren't getting along, so she chose to go spend time with him in the evening while I hung out without kids. Didn't tell me, found out by searching her phone for his name. That same day, she had been texting her BFF and literally told her I was being annoying and said, "Why don't you just divorce me?" to her regarding me. In arguments, she'd text me to divorce her, because I would express how I was unhappy and am struggling trusting her, because she's been so shady. Everything from blocking me on Snapchat, because she didn't want to see my snaps was her reason, to a crazy phone screen cover, to changing the lock code on our car. Both names are on it, but it's primarily hers. Just really odd shit, and then would also try to love bomb me and have me just go along with everything and be a good family man. More recently, on my birthday I made the poor decision to go out with her. Absolutely, we had a lovely time till something triggered me and her affair came up, and we started arguing. It escalated up to the point where I was recording her on my phone as she was going nuts, and she straight up hit me in the side of my head, knocked my phone to the ground, and we tussled over my phone. All recorded. She called the police, no charges pressed, and I was told to sleep upstairs, which I did willingly. The next day she filed a protective order against me and I couldn't reach out to or see the kids or her, which was okay for a week. I couldn't even be in my own home. She did have the kids call me every day, which was very nice. During that week, my lawyers convinced me the best thing to do, especially for custodial reasons, was to file as it supersedes the restraining order, so I did. At the court hearing she was served, and knew it was coming the night before as her friend is an officer and it's public record. In front of the judge, she said that I was no threat to her or our children, and that I'm a great father. She also stated that I'm allowed to freely come and go at the house and anywhere else I chose as I'm not a threat, and she wants me to see and be with the kids. It's in the transcript, so I'll use that in the custody battle. We will and have talked about 50/50, but it's good to have in case. So the judge basically said that this was all a waste of time, and now, because the restraining order has to be extended till we divorce, it's all null except that I'm not allowed to threaten her. And not like I ever have, or would ever do. I've moved to a family home which has room for me and the kiddos. They have their own room and beds, as well as toys, books, and everything else they could possibly need at this home, and we're splitting time with them. She expected me to make the M40 men commute to watch the kids by 7:30, so she can get to work, but I've made it very clear that if we have them overnight, we take care of the M's regardless where the kids are. She fought that for a bit, but I showed her I have a penny light order ready to go, and I could just take the main house 50% of the time and displace her, and she calmed down. So that's about it with an update. She's trying to win me back again, but I've now caught her 4 times going back to him, so I can't give her another chance. I want to, but I know I can't. I can't trust her. It's the hardest thing in the world. I break down crying randomly. I am terrified about the future and how it will all work out. I hate that she chose him over me and tries to win me back, telling me how much this is hurting her and all that jazz, and it's like, well, maybe you shouldn't have had a fucking year-long affair. An affair that was first discovered by an "I love you more" text. Maybe you shouldn't have given my engagement/wedding right back twice. You chose him. A one-time thing I could have recovered from and forgiven, but to go back time after time after time after time and hit it all and did all the things I know she did. Ugh. It's too much. I'm choosing to break up our beautiful little family and it kills me. However, I have to stand up for myself, and I know I could never trust her again. She keeps asking for time to heal, but she keeps going back and getting mad at me for bringing her affair up when we bicker. I can't help myself. That motherfucker lives rent-free in my head all the time, and almost everything reminds me of her infidelity. She chose him over me, and now will suffer the consequences. It just sucks because I'm suffering greatly too. Don't get married, folks. I'm sure more will come to me, but I'm just having a hard time and needed to type this all out and get it out of my head.